education for people in your position and people in their position as well. They think when they finish their graduate, they're done. They're just starting. They are just starting.
If my face is not on a website, not in a book, not on my phone, I'm just constantly absorbing what's happening around me.
Yep. It's a whole new world of global economics.
Yep.
Have you read Friedman, The World is Flat?
No.
Okay, you get a chance. I know you have none. You have 2 kids?
I was about to say, don't forget I still have 3 young kids.
I know you have 3. 3?
I got 3 now.
Oh, God bless you. You're dead. So I thought 2 is tough. 3 is crazy.
3 is crazy. We're outmanned. Now we're like playing zone defense.
Yeah, you can't do man-to-man anymore.
Mm.
No, you got to play zone. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Jefferson knows what I mean. He's got kids. You can't play man-to-man. If you got 2 kids, you can play man-to-man. What, you have 3? You got to play zone.
That's right.
Man-to-man is I take care of my son, my wife takes care of my daughter. Once there's a 3rd kid in there, okay, I got the living room, you got the kitchen, right? And where are the car keys? Yeah, you got to play zone. It's like, where am I going? Where are they going?
Everybody sound off.
Well, exactly. Hands up when I close the doors on the van. I don't need to be going to the ER. So with all that pressure, on top of that, you got to figure out what the new thing is coming around the bend.
Always.
Always. It's amazing. So
and, obviously, you always have to think of the almighty buck, too. I have a budget that I have to stay within.
In life and work.
Yes.
In life and work. Not that I want to end, but I could talk. I haven't seen you in.
I know.
Jesus. 13 years. I haven't seen you in 13 years.
Actually, Pat, I think maybe you forgot to tell people you were one of the main instruments that got me my internship at Newsday.
Oh, did I? Oh, yeah, right.
Yes. I did my internship at Newsday, which was just phenomenal. See, you forgot about that.
I have a question.
I did. I forgot. 22 years, man. Jefferson Sanchez has a question for you.
Fire up.
Well, now that you work on Newsday and you know about print, this is a question. Trying to figure out what don't we do what we're supposed to be doing. In other words, a couple of weeks ago, the Chicago Tribune sold the Cubs. Okay, the New York Times owns 20% of the Red Sox. They're thinking about selling it. To me, that's not the answer because they're trying to get that money to keep on printing, which is trying to put money where on a Titanic that is going to hit an iceberg, basically. And instead of
it has hit it already, and they're just buying extra lifeboats.
Right. So the question is, to me, the logic doesn't make any sense because if MLB.com goes public tomorrow, there will be $1 billion company, MLB.com. Yep. And with all the revenue sharing, if I'm an owner of the Cubs, I wouldn't, I would be doing like the Rays who get revenue sharing because they're getting money from Major League Baseball. So to the people who are working in that realm, if you were a consultant and you had to consult the New York Times and the Chicago Tribune, plus the people who are working on the print editions, I know a couple of people that work in my neighborhood, and I'm telling them, with my BlackBerry, I could read all the content from the newspaper, and it's just tomorrow's news. I don't have to buy Newsday. I don't have to buy the New York Times. What is your suggestion to those people who are thinking in that old model, and what is their job for the future? In other words, what would be your suggestion? If you're a consultant for those people, and also for the Chicago Tribune and the New York Times.
If I offer up this answer and I'm being recorded.
Early retirement. That's the answer.
Look at
it. I'll answer it for you.
You raise an interesting question, obviously. I mean, no more than any other time, print is definitely going through an evolution. I mean, there was been times like this when movable print was allowed, and the content is always going to be king. Content, not the spoken, not the written letter, not the display of the content. The content itself will always be king. So, are the papers in trouble? We all know they are. They need to, or they reacted too late to embrace the change.
Way too late, Scott.
Yeah, I know that, Pat. I know that. And it's a shame because, you know what? there is something about a tactile feeling when you hold something in your hand.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you get the same sensation when you're reading from your BlackBerry. It's still in your hand. It's not a screen that's hanging off your glasses. It's not something that's implanted that's giving you a live feed. It's still something in your hand. So hopefully, and I mean, I'm going to hold out a lot of hope here because I'm an Apple evangelist. I'm hoping that maybe the e-tablet or something along the line, or the Kindle, I think it's heading in the right direction. Multimedia displays, almost like quote-unquote Minority Report, something along those lines, like bendable fiber reflector, is something that I'm able to have a live feed into.
I haven't spoken to you in 13 years, and you are quoting me verbatim from my last lecture. Good.
I mean, that's how I see it. I as a content person that likes to dissolve and likes to eat a lot of content, I don't go get my content. My content finds me.
Right.
What I want comes to me. So if I have something that's, whether it's a phone, whether it's flexible paper, whether it's a display in my car that's woven into my windshield, whatever, that's still going to be, and I'm still going to need somebody to develop that content. The people that in your neighborhood or people that you know are writers, they need to get smarter on how to write for the new medium now and going forward. Do not give me long paragraphs of content. I don't have time for that anymore. I'm an immediate person. Chunk it out. Give me the usability. Give me 5 lines of what the message is really about instead of a whole paragraph.
Twitter is the overkill of that structure. Twitter is the long tail, the far arc, as Chris Anderson refers to it. But really, back to Jefferson's point, because I'm a print man too. You know that, Scott. I rubbed up plates, opaque negatives, did the whole 9 yards.
Yep.
Sheet fed, web, everything in the world. Once I saw, as these guys well know, my encyclopedia be squished onto a CD-ROM, I said, game's over, 1987. What is occurring with these people in this industry at the moment is they are married to the atom. They are married to the atom structure. They're not married to the bit structure. Okay? There you go. Good move. They're thinking that the money comes from atoms. And the money doesn't come from atoms any longer. 1995, Negroponte stated it. There's a bits and atoms structure. And the money doesn't come from the atoms anymore. It doesn't come from the paper. It doesn't come from the ink. It doesn't come from any of that.
I tell you, Pat, a changing moment in my life was reading the book by your recommendation, Going Digital by Nicholas Negroponte. Changed my life.
95, 96.
What an amazing book that was. That literally just opened up everything in front of me.
Yeah. As soon as that came out, I recommended that book to everybody. That's 15 years ago, Negroponte.
It still rings true today.
It's the watershed moment. It's the Rosetta Stone of the late 20th century. Changed everything. Hold on one second, because I really I suffer from AMPS, absent-minded professor syndrome. I go off on, you know what destination is? That's when you go into a room and forgot why you went there. As you get older. Yeah. It's a form of dementia. I think I kind of don't want to end this, but it's 10-2, and I think what's our biggest fear, and not a fear, but I think what I'm reflecting upon Jefferson's question and his not desperate, but curiosity as to why they're holding on so tight. They're holding on tight for a bigger reason. It's not their job they're holding on to. It's the economic structure of a country they're holding on to. Because they really don't know the new structure. So forget about it being a newspaper. It could be anything.
I also think it has a lot to do with the people that are still from that